What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and I'm here with...
Gersh1.
And welcome back, because today we will be answering your questions in another installment of For the Greater...
Oh, that was late. Sorry. I was not paying attention. This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. And that is what Lamb of God did. No, I'm just kidding. It's Corey Black. What would the universe be like, technologically, if there was less war in the 40K universe, given there would be more resources available for other projects?
That's a very interesting question, because I'm going to start off with asking you a question. Less war in the universe. That's a very interesting thing, because human nature, or at least humanity, from what has been occurring throughout all of history, is very intent on war. We've had multiple world wars, almost a third. So do you think that even though there's less war, do you think that humanity will still be this huge war engine and still kind of not progress? I'm asking you this time, because I can't ask the camera because it's not going to answer me.
No, I think that we could have reached a point of less war, because I think that the trajectory of humanity is going towards less war, unless people mess up, which is definitely possible. Yeah. But I think the reality is that less and less people want to be conflict, or want to like just be okay with like fighting. We know more about humanity now than we did before.
Right.
So like you don't just see like we're gonna fight the Russians and then think of the Russians as like another race. It's like no, they're just like they're people. They play 40K, just like us. They probably want to play 40K more than actually go to war. So I think slowly humanity would progress to less and less conflict. It still would be scattered all over the place. But I think that the dark age of technology in the 40K universe was a time of peace between humanity. So they knew that we had to work together in order to survive. So war would not happen between humans. It would happen between like raiders or cultists or mutants, but never like human on human conflict. Whereas now in the Imperium, it's everywhere. And I think it's because of the fact that the Imperial truth never got a hold, like the Imperium or like the Emperor wanted it to. So think of 40K, the mentality of a regular 40K citizen, the equivalent to the mentality of somebody, right before World War I or World War II, where they're very isolated. It's easy for them to see the other person on the opposite side of the world or the country, right, as somebody completely alien to them.
So I think it would take the dark age of humanity, where even though it sounds bad, it was like the height of their, right?
Yeah.
Right. So the height of humanity was at that point, where everybody was living great. Quality of life was so good that you're not really thinking of fighting. You're just chilling. You're relaxing. You're having fun.
Playing 40K.
So if that was the case, then yes, things would definitely be very different. I doubt humanity would still be as xenophobic as they are. And because of that, that'll give people much more time to work on innovation, technology, and overall just trying to prosper humanity.
So they would be like the Tau Empire?
There you go. Just like the Tau Empire. Because the Tau are just that. They're not fighting amongst each other between castes. They have been united through ethereal rule. So now it's not about, oh, I want to be the best. I want your resources. I'm going to fight you for it. It's the greater good. My life doesn't compare to the benefit of the entirety. So because of the greater good concept, humanity will have something similar to that, where we're not going to fight because we are at the pinnacle of humanity. Like, we're up there. We're about to reach the next step of human evolution. So then that's where they kind of, their paths converge, and that's where technology will flourish, and humanity will become a lot more technologically advanced to the effects of the Tau.
Yeah. With the exception of the ethereal cast. So the ethereal cast is really what makes the the Tau Empire so successful in my eyes because they were able to unify so quickly.
Right.
Whereas with the Imperium or humanity, it has taken like
This
a
whole-
really long time.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the Tau Empire was like one day they were just like little sperm
Barbarians.
cells,
Mm-hmm.
and then the next they were like a full grown old man. No, they weren't. They were like a 19-year-old athletic woman.
Bridget B.
Yeah,
At 19.
like maybe.
I mean,
I hope that makes sense, and I hope that puts it into the context of the 40K universe.
but I mean, the thing about that though is you're talking about the universe in general. So that's just focusing on the Imperium. Do you think that would actually put them at a detriment when like the Tyranids come in? Or do you think they'd be so advanced technologically that they wouldn't have to worry about them?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see your point. Because the Tyranids are just like ready to kill.
Mm-hmm.
So
They're predators. Like they don't care about like being harmonious.
yeah, I think that they would be able to rely. I think that's when they would rely more on other Xeno races for help. Kind of like the Tau. If it wasn't for the Imperium, the Tau on the Eastern Fringe, when the first High Fleet invaded, they'd be wiped out.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a combination of the Tau, the Tau, the Imperium, and the Eldar that joined together and was like, let's fight these Nids. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it takes. Because right now, that's what makes the most sense. Why don't they just all ally together? I mean, Gilliman already has his Eldar baby.
Yeah.
And it's just like add the Tau. Get
Yeah.
some blue boys on there.
Mm-hmm. Some sushi. Yeah. I hope we answered the question. I feel like it might be a little bit of a tangent, but I hope you guys enjoyed.
Speaking of tangents, this one is by Din Tran. If DJ Khaled became a noise marine, would hearing DJ Khaled from his noise blaster do more damage?
Oh yeah. Noise marines are like well known for destroying like a normal human's anatomy with just sound. I don't know why that came out all weird.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just feeling a certain type of way. But yeah.
Yeah, it's like my giblets will be liquefied after hearing that.
He would also go into battle without a shirt. Just like when he does his Snapchats, he does it without a shirt. Because he's not trying to get played. I'm trying to remember his catchphrases, but it's been so long since DJ Khaled has been relevant. But yeah.
Speaking of DJ Khaled, this one is by Odin, God of Wisdan. Hey guys, great stuff. You're probably my favorite channel. So, I just finished watching the How to Create Your Own Space Marine chapter. Does that video also apply to creating your own Chaos Space Marine warband? Also, I'm thinking of starting Alpha Legion. Will they ever conquer a world or system and use it as a home base? Or just sack it and move on? So let's start at the end and move backwards in time. The Alpha Legion, they're infiltrators. They'll go into a world, into a planet, and they'll pretty much sabotage key strategic structures, whether it's like, I don't know, like a
Manufactorum.
telecom, communications area. And they'll kind of rupture the system, the government, based on that. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably would sack it. Maybe take control of it for a little bit, but they'll probably just move on.
Yeah. Or they might just throw in some sleeper agents in there and then let the Imperium pretend or think that they have control of it again.
But it's actually them.
Yeah, and then later on it's like, boo!
No!
But yeah. And then what was the other part of the question?
The video you created on how to create your own Space Marine chapter, homebrew, do you think that applies to Chaos as well?
Not really.
I mean, there's a few things you can take from it, yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it is kind of tailored towards the Imperial side of it.
Yeah, like the structure of the template it is the same pretty much for everything, even when you deal with like Orc clans or Eldar craft worlds.
Mm-hmm.
What you want to do is you want to figure out, okay, what type of tabletop rule set do I want to take or use for my army, and then build whatever organization around that. And then, but as far as like the lore bit, it's different. Because with Chaos, there's like a whole another, there's another set of questions that you have to ask yourself,
Right.
which I'll create a 40 facts video on eventually.
Yeah. and it's like you have so much inner like turmoil. Are you renegade? Do you ally to this god? Do you ally to that god? What made you go to that god? And yeah.
Yeah. I've been on TikTok so much that when you said renegade, I wanted to do the TikTok thing.
You guys should get on TikTok.
Yeah.
It's time.
It's game time.
This one is by Gideon Cider. Who are the hottest characters in 40K, and why is it the Dark Eldar women? Hottest 40K characters. I'm gonna have to disagree with that. Dark Eldar, goth babes.
Yeah, I think it depends on what you're into. If you're into
Pain.
thin and rich, like if that's the gravy type that you like on your on your turkey, thin and rich, then yes. But if you like lumpy and poor, no.
Lumpy and poor.
If you like thick, what is it? Thin waists? No, fuck.
It's
If you like different women than thin and rich, then you would do Tau Earthcast. I think Tau Earthcast is probably the...
They're squatty, aren't they? They're like thick.
I know, but that's not a bad thing.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying because I know like the water cast are like the normal looking ones, quote unquote. Air cast, they're a lot taller and thin. Fire warriors are like MMA fighters. They're all like buff and like
Cauliflower ear.
I mean, sure. They don't have ears.
Oh,
They just
don't.
got like little holes in their side of their head.
I wonder if their holes are like puffy.
Bulbous.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with the Tyranids though, hands down. Those Norn queens.
You don't know where to stick it until you can find out you can stick it anywhere. The second time didn't land as hard. Next question comes from Nebby Boy. Who is the most annoying character in 40K and why?
Ooh, definitely Sly Marbo.
That's because of us.
He's a meme though.
Yeah, but the community made him annoying. He was actually a pretty badass character.
Yeah, he's like the Rambo of them. I think that's why, because it's like he was this awesome character and became a meme.
Yeah. I would agree.
Yeah.
Next question.
This one is by Tainth First. How can I get my girlfriend into Warhammer? Open the door for her. Hopefully she can just walk in.
Yeah.
But if you want her to get into the hobby, then that's going to be a little bit more different. I guess just watch a bunch of lore videos, see what aesthetic attracts her the most. Don't just assume, oh, it's a girl, she's going to play
Scissors of
Battle, Slaanesh Demonettes. Because, like, that's not always the case.
Yeah, and also what you should try to do is try to figure out what part of the hobby she enjoys.
The painting, the actual gameplay, making scenarios and battling it out.
Same thing with any or any person. You don't just have to be trying to sleep with them. If it's just a friend that you're trying to get them into 40K, try to figure out exactly like, are they into butt stuff? Because if they're not, then why even bother? Next question.
That was a great answer. This one is by Defuo06. Should GW change or fix Drago's lore? I mean, it's ridiculously, oh, I can't say that, OP. Maybe just change the lore a little bit to make it not as exaggerated, or just say that it is exaggerated because they're just legends being told by battle brothers who idolize Drago. But then maybe actually have it be different when Drago firsthand reveals his account of his actions. What do you think?
I think the second part, what you said, it was really good, but never ever.
Ever?
Ever. actually, like, reveal the fact that he's not as badass as he seems. I think you should do the thing of, like, not mentioning his past ever again. Bringing him back. Don't mention that he, like, messed up Mortarion. Don't mention that he was in the warp and was never corrupted. And just be like, here's Drago. Here's the new model.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, because I mean, even though like it's really badass, it is very OP to the point where even Primarchs can't really get on that level.
Yeah.
Yeah. The best way is not to retcon it. Just say like exactly what you did. Just have him be there and don't even touch any of his old stuff.
Don't touch him. That's his no spot. And those are the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, comment down below. If you enjoy our content, thank our patrons on Patreon. It is because of them that we can do this. The link is down in the description if you guys want to support us. If you don't want to do that, again, liking, commenting, sharing, doing the things that you guys probably already do because you've watched the video for the entire time. So you guys are the real OGs. This is Gershwan,
the Sound Alchemist, and we are out of here.